guys, and welcome back to another video. For those who don't know me, my name is Emily. I also go by Ty, and this is my channel where I kind of do a little bit of everything: modeling, photography, digital art, writing, etc. But right now I'm really focusing on my digital art and my small business and just kind of trying to grow with that, just because art is something that, I don't know, it's something that screams to me for some reason. Like, maybe it's just because it's something that I can do on my own and it's not as much of a collaborative effort as like photography and going on set and blah blah blah. But I don't know, I've just been really focusing on my art lately. So yeah, if you want to stick around. I have been preparing for my next shop update. For my Etsy shop, I last updated it with maybe 7 to 10 different new designs, and they're smaller, on the smaller side. Their stickers maybe about that big, and they're all glossy laminated. They're really, I really like them. I'm really happy with how they're turning out. And the ones that I'm having for my next shop update, they're a little bit different only because they're in like my newer art style. It's pretty much the same, but just without the black borders around it. I still do borders, but I just try to stick with the colors that I'm using for that piece. And then everything else, I think I have maybe like 7 or 8 designs right now going on. You saw some of them in the earlier clips, like the lunar New Year dragon. There's the bunny with the butterfly. There's actually another bunny sticker coming up soon that I am going to add to the shop as well. And then there's also the fat burb, which is based off of my pet bird, Pip, who's a budgie. Yeah, other than that, things have been really good. I've been taking a little bit of a break from writing. As you guys know on this channel, or like if you don't know, I'm also a poet and I'm a writer, and I have 2 poetry books out on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. But I'm taking a break from writing just because it's not really something that I don't know. I've just kind of felt this hole inside of me when it comes to writing lately, and I just kind of wanted to take a break and not have to worry about it and not feel pressured to write even when I am really just not feeling it. I haven't even been feeling reading lately, which is really weird because I usually love to read books, especially indie books, books by indie authors, and just supporting different artists and creatives from different fields. Yeah, so I've been taking a break from writing. I've been focusing on my art shop and my small business and my digital art and just getting better at that. I eventually want to learn how to draw comics because it's just something that I've always really wanted to do. And then I've also been focusing on my modeling a lot lately. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a mid-sized model. I'm signed in New York City, but my boyfriend and I, we're thinking about potentially moving back to Orlando. So I used to live in Orlando for a few years ago. Then we moved to New York, but now we're kind of on not a phase, but like we're on a bend where we want to move back to Orlando, just because Orlando had more of everything, if that makes any sense, compared to where we are now. And we were just happier there. So we're in that process of making that move back within the next year or so. And, but I am signed in New York. I'm a mid-sized model, and I am not size 02, definitely. As you can see, like, I'm a mid-sized person. I'm size 10 to 12, and I'm not really curvy. I'm not really, you know, my shoulders to hip ratio, like my shoulders are much wider than my hips. And honestly, I don't care. Like, that's just who I am. And I'm proud of my body and I'm proud of who I am. And a lot of my modeling has to do with just being confident and being, I don't really know how to describe it, but just having the confidence in yourself to achieve what you want to achieve. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want something, you got to go after it. You got to try. You got to play the game in order to win, you know? So I just got so sick and tired of not seeing Asian representation, not seeing Asian models that looked like me and Asian models that weren't built like this. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being skinny. There's nothing wrong with being curvy, etc. But it just, the lack of representation for mid-sized models is a little bit different, because on one side you have curve models, which is growing in numbers, which is great. But on the other side, you have, you know, models that are really petite and really thin, and that's totally okay. But there's this like missing mid-range that just doesn't get shown in the fashion community a lot. And that's where I am. And that's why it's so hard for me to book jobs sometimes. But at the same time, especially because I'm not as curvy, and I'm not like super thin either, but at the same time, that's why I'm so passionate about it. And that's why I really want to do it. And I keep pushing and pushing and trying and working hard at it and building my portfolio, because I want to prove that I can do it. Honest to God, like 3/4 of the time people ask me like, oh, how did you become a model? Like, how'd you like get signed? Honestly, I Googled it, A, and B, just because I wanted to. And it's just something that I'm really proud of myself for, at least you know, for me, because it's something that I completely accomplished on my own. Like, no one taught me how to model. No one taught me photography. I've never taken a photography class in my friggin' life, and yet I'm also a photographer. And it's just something that I've always been super, super passionate about, and bringing that like body positivity, bringing that confidence, that Asian representation, especially for Asian adoptees. And I just wanted to bring that to light. So that's another thing that I've really been focusing on lately, is working on my modeling portfolio and trying to get myself out there, getting my name out there. So yeah, if you guys are interested in following that account, that'll be in the description. But I'm not here to self-promote like that. I'm just more so talking about my goals, if that makes any sense. Like, I would love to see other mid-sized models out there. Like, every time I see one on Instagram, I'm like, follow, because we need to stick together. And that's something that like is really frustrating lately, is that like everyone's so competitive nowadays. And whilst I completely understand that, I think people forget that they're not your competition, that you are your own competition. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not me against you. It's me versus me every day. I strive to be better every day than I was yesterday. And I think that's part of also what makes me somewhat successful. And it's just sad and hard to see people comparing themselves all the time and seeing people treat each other like competition, when in reality, if we uplift each other, we all get what we want. If we uplift each other, we all win in a sense. But if you just tear each other down and fight, and you have that competitive catty attitude, especially in the modeling and fashion industry, where everyone's a little, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's a little self-centered, somewhat, kind of. And people can be self-serving, and I completely understand that. I completely understand that mentality. I completely understand, you know, wanting the best for yourself. But that doesn't mean tearing other people down, and that doesn't mean, you know, sabotage or whatever, because I've seen it. I've seen craziness. Like, anyways, long story short, body positivity and mid-size Asian adoptee representation is something that's really important to me on this channel and just in my life, and that's just something that I'm really passionate about. So I've been working on that really hard, despite my own insecurities, because obviously I still have them. I'm human. This is completely random, but I was actually also thinking of doing a pet introduction video, because I do have a lot of pets. A lot of you guys have been asking about that. Sorry, my hair's kind of nasty right now, but I do have a lot of pets. I have a bird, I have 2 leopard geckos, a snake, a bearded dragon, and 2 cats, and they're my world. I love them to death. And if you guys are interested and want to see like a little pet introduction video, let me know, because I can totally do that for you. They're super great, and I love every single one of them. They all have their own quirks, and they all have their own personalities. And like, people that say that animals don't have personality, or that animals don't really feel shit, God, are they wrong, obviously, because my animals are like freaking people, I swear. Each one of them has their own distinct personality about what they like and what they don't like, and how they like to play, etc. So if y'all are ever interested in that, let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, there's more talking in this video, obviously, and chatting than actual art content. But I just was in the mood to chat. I was just in the mood to like kind of pour my heart out a little bit and just tell you what I've been going through and what I'm doing. And like, this move back to Florida is really interesting, because we definitely didn't really see it coming. But yeah, like, if you watch some of my earlier videos, you'll see like my days in Florida and how that was. And like, it was a really toxic time in my life, not gonna lie. There are definitely certain aspects of Florida that I don't like living there. There are definitely certain people there that I don't enjoy, and obviously I will be staying the fuck away from the next time around. But I don't know, there's just more to do there versus where I am now, and we were just a lot happier there. But anyways, so yeah, I just kind of felt like chatting. I felt like kind of opening up, if that makes any sense, a little bit on this channel. I feel like I talk a lot, but at the same time, I don't say a lot, if that makes any sense. Or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. To all that do watch my videos consistently, I really appreciate every single one of you, and whoever like supports my art journey, my modeling journey, whatever the fuck it is, I really appreciate every single one of you, and I hope you guys have a great week.